I like Zinchenko. I like what he brings in an attacking sense in the midfield overload. But I think there is a debate to be had.
Wow, Havertz, your best performance in an Arsenal shirt. Surely you'll build on that against Wolves. Trossard back in. So who knows what he's going to do now? Is this horses for courses? Is this looking at the schedule? Is this managing their minutes so they're only playing a game a week? Let's just cut through the Rye starts. Welcome back to AFTV. We're here outside Kenilworth Road to predict what Mikel Arteta's going to go with for his starting 11. We're outside the ticket office over there. We've got gate 10 over there. We've done some laps of the ground. Look, houses being around Premier League grounds is not an unusual thing, but it's very tight. Some of the alleys you walk down to get to some of the gates. We were by gate 6C as well, which kind of just has this big road facing it. You were saying it yourself as we were walking up. You'd love to see what it's like on a match day.
Yeah. I love stadiums like this, the more traditional type of stadiums. Yeah. I think these new stadiums are more commercial ventures than they are, for the soul and heart of football. I think the soul and heart of football begins with places like this, grassroots up. So, when you look at it, you just think, wow, Luton have done amazing to be where they are currently. And I know Laurie said previously that they've acquired some land to build a new stadium.
Yeah, they've identified a site and work is commencing.
Okay.
So, I was going to say that if they do get relegated, which let's face it is a possibility, then the parachute payments will no doubt fund the new stadium. They do need a new stadium, to be honest. This one's obviously been here for a very, very long time. But then, as you said, it's quite a unique kind of feeling to have a ground right in a kind of a built-up area like this.
You lose something when you move into these more commercial stadiums. You lose something. Can't quite put my finger on what it is, but you lose something. But I guess it's money, and money makes football go round, and it is what it is.
Let's predict the players that will be playing in it. And I think, look, we could watch this. You could be watching this. We could sit here and just go, well, does Ramsdale deserve a game? Does it? Let's just cut through the Rye starts. Rye starts.
100%.
Rye starts. I would like to see Ramsdale given some minutes, though. I think he does deserve
Champions League group game 6, and then probably au revoir after that.
But don't you think a game like this would be ideal for him to play?
I don't, because
we're playing Villa on
because Ramsdale's
Saturday.
got a target on his back now, and I think against Brentford especially, when you saw balls into the box or set pieces, at one point 11 players, 10 players, 10 Brentford players were in the 6-yard box. I turned to my mate and I said, look, every single player is in the 6-yard box for this set piece, because they knew if they put some pressure on Ramsdale, they could potentially get something from it. I'm not saying the same doesn't apply for Raya, because we've seen moments from him too. But I think in a game like this, physical, tall presence of Luton's players, I think this definitely ain't the one for a debate about Ramsdale and minutes.
Well, I also thought Rye was thoroughly deserving of a clean sheet against Wolves, so it's a shame with that error.
Don't get me wrong, Rye was good the other day, and logic dictates that the manager will play him.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if Ramsdale was to get a start tomorrow, I don't think too many of the fans, including myself, would begrudge him the opportunity. He needs to play some more games. Why not?
So there you go. Rye's almost definitely playing. We still made a conversation out of it. We're very talented. All right, let's move into the back four. It gets interesting. We know Tomiyasu, slight injury concern. Now, from what we know and have read and the ITKs and whatever, it's looking like there's nothing too serious, but Arsenal might not want to mess around. Now, on the last predicted 11, you said that actually Tomiyasu comes in at left back for this game. But does the back four pick itself, and we may as well do the back four as a whole, or does Kivior have a shout for this? When you look at the threat they do have, how much should we play to their threat? Zinchenko's finding some form. I don't know.
Well, I think with Tommy's doubt, I think don't risk him. Especially it looks like a muscle injury, a calf, which is a problem that he's had quite frequent at Arsenal, and previously as well, actually. And I think Ben White just slots back in there. And the Kivior shout, I guess, when you look at left back, and look, Zinni was great for that second goal. He played a massive part in it. Without him, we wouldn't have got that second goal. But throughout the game, constantly giving the ball away. And listen, the majority didn't come back to bite us. The last one did. And that's why we didn't end up with a clean sheet. Now, I like Zinchenko. I like what he brings in an attacking sense in the midfield overload. But I think there is a debate to be had. I'd probably lean towards Zinchenko because I don't feel like Luton are going to have much of the possession and they're going to provide much threat down the wings. I'm more wary of them in set pieces and moments, from corners than I am in open play. So I don't think Zinchenko will have much to be worried about. But at the same time, he needs to self-reflect because he likes to see himself as a bit of a leader, and you can see that on the pitch. But you know, I don't expect to see leaders fucking about, and he fucks about way too often.
Much more to add to that?
There's not too much I can add to that, really. Although I do agree with with a lot of what Turkey said there. I do think that Zinchenko, he offers you a lot going forward, but he does have his limitations defensively. Is this the game where those will get exposed? Good chance it won't be, but you know, I do see where you're coming from. He does have his limitations defensively.
I think if this had been Zinchenko of, say, kind of September, October, kind of those first 2 months he was back fit, I'd say just give Kivior the minutes because I'm not really seeing what Zinni's adding at that time. I actually think the last month he's really creeped near to his best. I think despite the errors against Brentford and Wolves, there was so much about his performance I loved. So I think he keeps his place and probably would have even if Tomiyasu were fit. But I think with Tomiyasu having proven it at left back, there'd have been a little bit more of a debate. So Zinni at left back, but then the rest of the back four, are we just going Gabriel, Saliba, White? Or what else can you do? Tomiyasu,
Gabriel and Saliba for me are just like two of the first names on the team.
I thought Gabriel's brilliant against Wolves as well. And it doesn't always, his performance isn't always as reflected on. But he was fantastic as well. So, okay, that's your back four. White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko with Wright and goal. So the midfield gets interesting because Mikel Arteta has made us all look stupid on these predicted 11s. We thought, well, Trossard did well against Brentford-ish. He's kind of growing into it. Given him Milan's game. Nope, Havertz comes in. Wow, Havertz, your best performance in an Arsenal shirt. Surely you'll build on that against Wolves. Trossard back in. So who knows what he's going to do now? Is this horses for courses? Is this looking at the schedule? Is this managing their minutes so they're only playing a game a week? And what do we do for the rest of the team? Because you could easily bring Jorginho back in. Maybe this is the kind of game with that intricacy and just controlling tempo. Jorginho might actually be a good shout. So I open to the floor.
For me, my midfield trio would be Odegaard, Rice and Havertz. Okay. I think Havertz, bigger physical specimen, and I think that the manager would have saw that and he rested Havertz. When I say rested him, he didn't start on Saturday. I think he starts tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm with Laurie. Bang on. Yeah, I think Jorginho's a shout. I didn't really think about that, but I think Havertz's physical presence and his aerial duel winning abilities, I think that will come.
And he's a goal threat as well. I mean, we know he's only got a couple, but he's much more of a goal threat. I would have thought than Jorginho is.
Like I am seeing that. You know the whole like, oh, he's a Raumdeuter, he's the space invader. And I thought, oh my word. I don't know if I see him making space for other players as much, but I certainly see him getting into good areas. So I think that could be a bit of an asset. There is also the school of thought that just, he's good in the air, cool. But Luton might well be too. So actually, why play them at that game where we can try and maybe play through them? There's that. So I don't know. I think you could make a shout for Jorginho, Trossard or Havertz. What did you guys make of Havertz's sort of sub-appearance against Wolves on the weekend? I mean, he won the ball back high at the pitch, did quite well, but kept things ticking.
I think you can come on and make some sort of an impact. That's what I asked for. I mean, he came on and really and truly we should have scored from that chance that came off the back of him, getting in front of the player and winning the ball back. So more of that. I mean, it's not like he had an abundance of minutes to work with. More of that type of thing from him and we'll take it.
Yeah, okay. I think I agree. Odegaard, Rice, Havertz. And I think we all agree that's what Mikel Arteta will go with. Okay, so then the front three, you could say picks itself. I keep saying it on every preview. Trossard belongs in this team somewhere, and unfortunately, I think this will be one where again he misses out because he played the last 2 Premier League games in a row. But it probably just has to be Saka. But is this one where, like, could he maybe think actually Martinelli, having travelled to Brazil, started Lens, started Brentford, started Wolves? He's actually not ending games, Martinelli, either. Could Trossard be out on the left here?
I don't know, man, because he's very different to Martinelli for me. I think Trossard's a great player in himself, but when compared to Martinelli, he doesn't bring what Martinelli brings. And likewise, Martinelli doesn't bring what Trossard brings.
Martinelli's a much more pacey, more explosive player.
Maybe we might not have the space for that in this game.
Maybe not.
If it's a slightly smaller space, if they defend a bit deeper, maybe Trossard is the one that unlocks
more intricate Trossard, both-footed, technical. You raise a good point. Listen, if that was to be the case, I like Trossard enough to not be frightened by the prospect of him starting. So if that is to be the case, cool. But I expect it to be Martinelli, Saka, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I expect it. As I was saying on a previous show we did, for me, it's a squad game. So I expect to see other players who are not starting to get minutes. So when I say minutes, I'm not talking 5-10 minutes. I'm talking, 15, 20, stuff like that. To give them an opportunity to make the type of impact that Turkish was referencing earlier. I don't think bringing guys on for 5-10 minutes is much good. You want to see them come on a bit earlier so they can make their presence felt, have an impact on the game, and give the manager and the fans something to think about going forward.
Yeah, all right, cool. So to round off the 11...
That being said, I would go Martinelli, Saka, and Jesus through the middle.
Okay. All right, and you think it'll be Martinelli as well, keeping his place? I think I agree, but I've been sitting there thinking this could easily be Trossard. Okay, so
I certainly wouldn't have no big issues if Trossard did start.
Ryan goal. Sorry, I love you. AFTV Extra, make a compilation of these. Ryan goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, we think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Erdegaard, Rice, Havertz, Saka, Jesus, Martinelli is the predicted 11 we're all expecting. Let us know in the comment section below what you think it's going to be. You can build your 11s on the AFTV Plus app. Download the app on iOS devices, Android, whatever you've got. Free to do. Build your 11s and tag us on socials. We want to see what you think either Arteta's going to go with or what you want to see as we face Luton and we're building some momentum in the Premier League. You know what's crazy? After this, we're 4 games away from halfway.
Yeah.
I mean, it has really crept up on us, and that is the Christmas period. Suddenly you go from 10 games to 19. You're like, wow, okay, we're well and truly in the thick of a title race, and we're leading it. Let's stay there, Arsenal. Big thanks for tuning in. Catch you all in a bit.